Every single day, millions of us are repeating habits that are literally destroying our bodies, and we don't even realize it. We're not talking about smoking or doing anything extreme here. We're talking about totally normal, everyday things. Things you probably did today, maybe even an hour ago. And collectively, these habits are taking more years off human life than global car accidents. So let's jump right into this explainer, because the truly scary part is that these incredibly common routines are now scientifically linked to heart disease, memory loss, anxiety, obesity, and even early death. Scientists actually call them silent killers because the damage happens so slowly and quietly over the years. By the time you actually notice the signs, well, it might be too late. Today, we're exposing 10 modern habits that millions of us do daily and looking at exactly how they're secretly affecting your body inside and out.
Now, as we break down these silent killers category by category, I really want you to keep a lookout for habit number 7. It's something almost every single one of us does right before going to sleep, and honestly, it is arguably one of the most dangerous modern addictions we face today. We're going to reveal exactly what it is and the terrifying thing it does to your brain chemistry in just a few minutes. Section 1. The sedentary trap. How modern life turned humans into sitting machines. Biologically speaking, your body was built to move, but modern life has essentially engineered physical activity right out of our daily routines. Get this, 9 hours. That's how long the average American sits every single day. Between the office chair, the commute in the car, collapsing on the couch, and just hunching over our phones, we are basically stationary. And researchers say this prolonged sitting drastically slows your blood circulation, weakens your muscles, increases belly fat, and heavily raises your risk of heart disease. You're literally breaking down the machine that is your body simply by not using it. Now, you might be thinking, hey, I hit the gym for an hour after work, I'm totally fine. But here's the catch. Studies show that sitting for long periods still increases your risk of dying early, even if you work out regularly. The hard truth is that 1 hour at the gym absolutely cannot erase 10 hours of sitting. Your body just isn't built for that kind of imbalance. And because you don't feel the damage happening in real time, skipping that baseline physical movement throughout the day has quietly become one of the leading causes of preventable deaths worldwide.
Section 2. The toxic modern diet. Engineered for addiction, not nutrition.
So it's not just how we move, or, well, don't move, that's the problem. It's how our daily food and drink choices have been totally hijacked. Every time you drink a sugary soda or energy drink, this terrifying biological sequence kicks off. First, you get a massive, sudden sugar spike. This isn't natural, so your body completely panics and forces your pancreas to release a flood of insulin just to handle the load. And then, the inevitable crash that leaves you totally exhausted. Over the years, this constant roller coaster increases your risk of obesity, diabetes, fatty liver disease, and heart problems. To put it into perspective, some of those popular 20-ounce bottles pack 65 grams of sugar. That is more sugar than your body was originally designed to process in an entire week. And it obviously doesn't stop at drinks. Walk down any grocery store aisle and it's just packed with ultra-processed frozen meals, chips, and instant noodles. They're absolutely loaded with hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, and massive amounts of sodium. But honestly, the most alarming danger here is psychological. Scientists have figured out that a lot of these processed foods physically activate your brain's reward system exactly the same way addictive substances do. So it's not just you lacking willpower, these foods are literally engineered to be addictive. Experts are now calling this processed food addiction one of the biggest health crises in modern history.
So your body is overloaded with all these chemicals, but what is it actually crying out for? Water. When you're dehydrated, your brain slows down, your energy tanks, and your heart has to work overtime. Even mild dehydration messes with your focus. But what do we actually do? Instead of just drinking a glass of water, so many of us mistake that baseline dehydration for hunger or fatigue, and we reach for more caffeine or sugary snacks instead, which of course just makes the root dehydration and our overall health so much worse.
And to make matters worse, we don't even give our digestive systems a break at night. Late-night snacking might feel super comforting after a long day, but eating heavy, salty, or sugary meals right before you sleep seriously messes with your biology. See, your metabolism naturally slows down at night because it's supposed to be repairing your body. But eating late forces your system into this state of constant digestion instead of getting the rest it desperately needs. This habit is heavily linked to weight gain, acid reflux, blood sugar spikes, and pretty much destroying whatever little quality sleep you might have actually gotten.
Section 3. The digital drain. How screens and stress hijack the brain.
Okay, we've talked a lot about our physical bodies, but what about the psychological toll? We joke about being stressed all the time online, but chronic stress is anything but harmless. Let's talk about cortisol. That's your primary stress hormone.
When you're constantly stressed out by modern life, your cortisol levels stay elevated. And running high cortisol over a long period damages pretty much every system in your body. It wrecks your immune system and jacks up your blood pressure. But shockingly, researchers have found that chronic stress actually shrinks the areas of your brain linked to memory and emotional control. So ignoring stress isn't just a bad mood issue, it is actively causing physical damage to your brain.
And compounding all that stress is exactly what we do to our sleep. Think about it. Right before closing your eyes, you probably check your phone one last time. Seems harmless enough, right? Wrong. The blue light emitting from your screen actively suppresses melatonin, which is the specific hormone responsible for making you sleep. That means your brain stays chemically alert even when your physical body is dead tired. Plus, keeping that phone right next to your bed means you might wake up and check notifications without even fully realizing it. Your brain never gets to power down, which slowly strips your body of its ability to heal and repair itself.
Which finally brings us to our tease from earlier. Habit number 7 revealed. This is absolutely one of the most dangerous modern addictions out there. Using your phone in bed. And I don't mean just setting your alarm. I mean lying in bed, endlessly scrolling in the dark. One short video turns into 10. 10 turns into 50. Suddenly it's 2 in the morning and your brain is just totally trapped.
Let's break down exactly what is happening in your head when you do this. First, social media floods your brain with dopamine, this huge artificial pleasure spike. This dopamine overload creates a craving for constant, non-stop stimulation. Your brain literally never gets to experience silence. And let's be real, human beings were never meant to consume this much sheer information every single day. Ultimately, this endless cycle results in severe emotional exhaustion. Mental health experts are now strongly linking this excessive nighttime scrolling to reduced attention spans, skyrocketing anxiety, and making actual real life feel kind of dull and unexciting by comparison.
Section 4. Ignoring the warning signs. The ultimate danger.
All of this eventually leads to a breaking point: constant fatigue, chest discomfort, random headaches, shortness of breath, unexplained digestive issues. Honestly, how many of us experience these and just brush them off as normal? We dismiss these warning signs because they seem small. But these aren't just quirks. These small symptoms are literally your body begging for help. The real tragedy here is that modern life keeps us so incredibly distracted with screens, overflowing inboxes, and quick dopamine hits that we completely ignore our own biology failing, right up until a minor condition turns into a catastrophic one.
There is a saying that goes, your body speaks quietly before it screams. Really think about that. Those lingering headaches, that constant acid reflux, that feeling of just being exhausted all the time, that is the quiet speaking. If you keep ignoring the signs, eventually your body is going to scream. Listening early isn't just good advice, it's the only way to save your own life.
Section 5. Taking back your health. Small actions compound.
I know we've covered some pretty heavy, terrifying ground today, but there's actually fantastic news here. Positive habits compound in the exact same way bad ones do. You don't need to completely overhaul your entire life by tomorrow morning. Just start getting a little bit more sleep by leaving your phone in another room. Take a simple 30-minute walk to get some daily movement in. Swap out just one soda for a glass of water. Take 5 minutes to just breathe and lower that stress. Start really listening to your body, because these small, totally doable daily actions repeated over the years will completely transform your future. The body you're going to have 10 years from now is being built by the choices you're making right now, today.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. Which everyday habit are you going to stop first? Are you going to stand up from your desk a little bit more often? Are you finally going to banish that phone from your bedroom? Take a really hard look at your daily routine, pick just one small thing to change, and take your health back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this eye-opening, don't wait.